Hello everyone, welcome to your daily card reading for August 23rd, 2014. And I'm going to start with the Gillian Kemp Tree Magic card and then draw chicken cards. Okay, we have the baobab tree, resourcefulness, and it says, your thirst for knowledge will be answered by mystic thoughts in your subconscious. And I have to say, I've seen the baobab tree in Africa, and it is the most gigantic tree you could ever imagine. And it's just a really magical, beautiful tree. Kind of like a redwood, except well, I guess it keeps its leaves all year round because it's in tropical areas, but it's just this gigantic, deciduous tree that lives in a tropical area, so it keeps its leaves, and it makes you realize how small you are. It's kind of like being on top of the mountain, except you're at the bottom of a tree. So, resourcefulness, I want to just say that when you're standing next to this tree, it's like anything is possible, because this thing is so gigantic and beautiful, and just kind of has this magic to it that is surreal. So, in terms of resourcefulness, I just want to say that there's so many possibilities in the world, and there's so much. We think that our small little world is the whole world, and it's so huge, the world. So you can always look beyond your world. There's always something beyond your world. So if you don't have it in your world, there's resources somewhere. So just keep searching and look outside your normal domain if you don't see it within your your natural surroundings or the world you are familiar with. Okay, and then we get Thai Tip. Man, he's been coming up a lot. And that has to do with resourcefulness for sure. And Sunzi and Illuminata. And Melba. And Articulindada, and Akasha Noche. Okay, so stepping back again, we have that a little bit of a mixed bag where there's some adversary, some negativity outside of ourselves in the lives around us. And there's a sense of imprisonment where we're a little bit stuck, and we can't get what we need. We can't go where we want to go right away. So we need, first of all, to be really understanding and open, and really look at the person or the people that are restricting us or blocking our way, and really understand them. And when we get the understanding from them, they are no longer a block. They are no longer in our way. Because when we understand them, we know how to move around them. We know how to work with them. But if we don't understand them, then we're stuck. So it's really about looking at the people around us that are kind of blocking us and making us stagnant, and finding the understanding of why they're doing this, and then bypassing it. So you move around it, and when you understand their motive, you can find your way around it. And also, you don't get caught up in it, because you already understand it. You don't need to interact with it. You understand it, and now it's just about fielding your way and finding your way. And so it's about knowing, understanding, and seeing clearly the people that are, you know, obstacles to you or in your way, so that you can work with them most efficiently and do what you need to do to get your freedom. So that's what Sun Tzu is the art of war, and really knowing your opponent and then being able to work with that. And, you know, sometimes you're answering to the wrong thing. Sometimes, you know, people keep throwing something at you, and that has absolutely nothing to do with the situation. And when you understand that, you don't have to deal with it anymore. And then you just go beyond it and deal with the situation. And then Artika Waindata is kind of a, you know, a patient waiting game of waiting for circumstances to work out, and really nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself in the meantime, as you're waiting for everything to kind of settle, so that you can navigate your way, or even for things to come about by just the nature of circumstances, how they go. You always have an opportunity to get your freedom. No matter what horrible prison situation you're in, if you know you want freedom and you look for that out, and you know your opponent and you know what their game is and what their deal is, and you understand what not to deal with and what you want and how to get it beyond what your opponent is, you know, interacting with you over. So it's like you go above the conscious reality, you go above the ego battle, and you realize what it is that that they're driven on, and what it is that they will not want to have anything to do with. And what you do is you find your out, and you wait for it to present itself. And I can't tell you how many situations I have been in my life where I know I'm getting into these situations, but, you know, I mean, the world is filled with these situations. So I get into them, and I just wait for my out. And never, ever have I not had my out. I mean, I get it within a couple weeks to a month. I mean, I always get it, you know. So it's like, okay, you have the interaction, you get the exchange, you get what you need, and you wait for your out. And it comes. It will never not come. It will always come and present itself. So you just have to be aware for when it presents itself. I think that's my lack of fearless, you know, I mean, that's my lack of fear. It's my fearlessness in nature, and fearlessness with humanity is that I know I always have an out, and I wait for it. And I just, you know, I wait for that opportunity, and it comes every time. And it's probably been, my God, my life is really bizarre. I mean, I probably get into situations, you know, once a month that I need to get out of, you know. And so, I don't know, what is that, 35 times 12? But I always get my out. So just be patient, know your opponent, know what you want, know what their game is, and wait for your opportunity to kind of bypass the whole situation. So that's these two cards in the middle. Now, this side, Sun Tzu's about, you know, knowing your opponent and really kind of being able to navigate beyond it. But here we have two helpers here. Tai Tip is the magical people. So this is about finding your people and creating with the right people, finding your bond with them, and creating something in the physical world, so that you are you know, really constructive, physically constructive with the right people. You are linked up and working with the right people. Now, Illuminata is really on the mind level the exact same thing as Tai Tip. Illuminata is finding people with mutual values, where you all kind of have the same heart and soul or drive or trajectory. You have the same value system, and your level of care is the same, where everybody cares about the same stuff and you work together. So this is really kind of like mind-body integration with the right people, and that just kind of helps you. I mean, if there's any adversary or opponent, especially when you bond with something beyond that, and you move beyond the adversary and just go ahead with your life, and you get your bond, it's like the adversary has no power anymore. I mean, you're already, you start your life beyond your competition, and your life beyond your competition will take over, and there's nothing that can really battle you with a group of people, with a trajectory, with a game plan, with a solid foundation with each other. That adversary just does not have power. And then the one-on-one dealing becomes very, very easy. And then on this side, so Artika Waindata is the one that feels imprisoned, and she's picked on. She was imprisoned and picked on, and then really separated and alone. And then, circumstances came about that were always meant to come about. I mean, I was working on it for a long time to get that chicken, because I could hear it crying from next door, and it was awful. But she pulled it together, and she lived there for a little while on her own and quieted down. But she was by herself, and I got her, and she instantly fell in love with my flock and was happy. So she had like a total success story, and this success story in this side is really combining with Melba, which is love returning. So it's like, have faith in the people who care about you. Know that there are people around you. Know that there are people who care. Don't think that everybody is like the flock you're in. If you're in a bad flock, know that there are people outside of that flock that are really good people that you can bond with, that are there for you. And this is about maybe you kind of lost touch with some love in your life, or for some reason you had to separate with loved ones, but they're there for you, and they come back. This love comes back, and you have that unconditional, eternal bond with people who are truly, truly there for you. You can always mend that tie, or always reestablish that relationship when it's like true loving for each other, where you care about each other's hearts and souls. Like, that just is not ever broken. You always have that in the world as your asset. And Akasha Noche here in the middle is kind of interesting. It's really kind of a contemplation card. It's about contemplation, meditation, and really understanding your place in the world, and your place in evolution, and your place, in the grand scheme of things, how you fit in, and how you're meant to be a part of everything. What is your place in the grand scheme of things? And, really, I guess, focusing on that, because Artika Waindata is about focusing on these things. The dot in her name is about that focus. And Akasha Noche is really that expansion, and to focus on the expansion, focus on the expanded soul, focus on the expanded mind, focus on the expanded life, and really, put yourself in your full world. Get out of that little box, get out of that cage that you're in, or the bad group, or whatever you're limited to. You can step outside of that and really reconnect with the universe, and connect yourself with the universe, connect yourself with the whole earth, connect yourself with all of the people, all of the minds. Where do you belong? And get the love that you deserve, because there's so much love in this world. You just have to find it. You just have to be in the right area, or be with the right people, or be connecting to the right stuff, and then you can receive it. I mean, this world has everything. We just need to maybe move to find it, or shift our relations to get it. We might need to adjust to align ourselves with that love, but we can always reestablish that love with both people and the universe and our place. And again, on this side, this is like, okay, this is new beginnings also. Both Illuminata and Tai Tip is like, okay, find something new for yourself. Or if it is new, then you need to go a lot deeper into it. And make it a new phase of your life. If it's on the periphery, you need to bring it center. If it's not there, you need to find it. But this is about finding groups of people. And sometimes those groups are transitory and you get a lot out of it, but you don't stay there forever, but you get certain people out of it, or the information out of it. I mean, I can't tell you how many groups I've been in, or classes, or whatever, that they were just temporary, but so much came out of that. It laid a major foundation for my life, and I met people that really influenced me, so it doesn't have to last forever, but as long as you get that connection. And I think there's probably not a single one of those groups. I don't know, but it seems like, I'd have to really think about it, but it seems like there's at least one tie to every single group I've been in that I still have, that was that strong, that I maintain a connection with. And that's what it's all about. It's like, okay, well, maybe you meet a group of 20 and you have a great, amazing time, and you have this amazing interaction with each other and get what you need out of that program, or that institution, or that combination of people for that time period where you're bonded with the same values and like goals for that period of time. And then you all attain something from that. And usually there's a person, a special somebody or something that you maintain a contact with, that you have for the rest of your life. Even if it's not like you talk to them forever. If you ever contacted them, they're like there, you still have them as a resource in the world. And again, we have resourcefulness. So there's so many resources there in the world. If you're not feeling like you have the resources around you immediately in your immediate world, if you can't look around you and say, yes, I have my resources, then there are so many ways you can find it, by reaching out to different groups of people, to reaching out back to people that that you have bonds with, by really contemplating your relationship with the universe and finding these right connections. And know that Artika Waindata always had, she just was always meant to have that positive outcome in her life, because whether she knew it or not, I was gonna get that chicken. I just had to figure out the best way to do it, and I got her. So, but I knew her right away, that what was going on, and I was always there to get her. And Sunzi, he's able to navigate anything. That boy is on guard, and he is aware of the subtleties, and he is able to sense and anticipate things, and really nothing is a problem for him, because he is in that place of knowledge, and he's in that place of being able to see and know and understand what is an obstacle, and how people might try to limit his right away. So he understands his right away, and he knows how people are going to try and limit it, and he knows how to work with that, and either remove it or go around it, so that he tricks the opponent. There's always a lot of trickery where they just kind of know everything that you're going to do, so they always have the advantage. So I don't know, there's so many people in history. I should really get into that sometime, but there's a lot of people in history that exemplify this ability to really know what they're dealing with, and be able to go in and just have like total victory, no problems, because they are so aware of what they're dealing with. So anyway, you have the resourcefulness with mind, body, spirit, everything. And there's Okay, I just ran out of time, but so there's always more in life that you can find outside of your box. If you're limited in any way, you can always look beyond your immediate circumstances and find what you need. And, you know, do your research, do your understanding, you know, what is this that you're dealing with, learn about it, know it, find your people, get your resources, you know, and that's what both of these sides are about, finding your people and your resources, and then finding your connection in the world, and really getting yourself out of any oppressive situation, and really having the know-how to do that. So resourcefulness, the baobab tree, the whole world is gigantic around you when you stand next to the baobab tree. And it says, your thirst for knowledge will be answered by mystic thoughts in your subconscious. And you know, your subconscious is really your feelings and your emotions. So really look into your emotions. Where are you feeling called to? What's you know, where are you feeling pulled to? Where are you feeling like you want to get away from? What are you feeling would help you? Look into your feelings, because that really connects you to your subconscious. That's your information system into your subconscious. So. Okay, I hope everyone got what they needed out of this today, and the number 3 is present on the baobab tree, and that has to do with movement and intensity in that movement. It's just movement forward, bottom line. So this is about moving forward, getting our resources, using our resources, is moving to where we want to be. So anyway, I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care.